This na the time for make we sit down and think wise. Make we remember say if we vote wrongly, now we all go suffer. And make we put Salone first. This message they come on from Hope for Youth Salone, Makeni chapter.
I'm foreseeing me country fever like a paradise, paradise. I'm foreseeing me country, all my daily every day I be life. And what's it gonna make this one I go come to reality? And when I go vote, the votes not be right, the votes not be like. I no go do the thing we go make a loss be like. I go vote, but I no go fence. I go vote, I go tell all the people them say. I go vote, but I no go fence. I go vote, I go tell all the body them say. You go vote, but you no go fence. You go vote, hope for the youth we they say. You go vote, but you no go fence. You go vote.
Black Blingers music.
Votes now your rights, don't ever forget.
Don't ever forget to.
Because Mama Salone, you know now you one green we get.
Now you want good we get.
The votes not me right, the votes not me life. I no go do the thing we go make a loss me life. The votes not you right, the votes not you life. No go do the thing we they make you lost your life.
Election time, they come now for left, ala. Election time, they come now for left, cos. And now the time wait for see the ending. Who that for votes? Where you dey go, me brother and sister? Make una no fence.
I go vote, but I no go fence. I go vote, I go tell all the people them say. I go vote, but I no go fence. I go vote, I go tell all the body them say. You go vote, but you no go fence. You go vote, hope for the youth we they say. You go vote, but you no go fence. You go vote.
Fumble them. On a good evening. I hope so they do well. I hope say any house on a friend on herself. I hope say life has treated you well. For many Sierra Leoneans, this week has been a difficult week. It has been a tough week. It has been one of the most gruesome, exasperating, draining week. But we are here. We are here, right? I'm tired. I'm exhausted. It's been non-stop. You know, for waking up morning 6 o'clock and join prayer line and pray. And then come back 6 o'clock even then pray. You get to work, you get other commitments, them and what have you. But listen, for all of you, for una all we don't put on a hand to the plow, I tell una thank you. What in the energize me right now is that beautiful prayer that was said. You know, it is something for Kamna, a platform right after it's been saturated with prayers, right? It is a beautiful thing. Many of you will understand it, some of you might not, but it's a beautiful thing. So I can always look forward to this time, especially during this period, yeah. Where they come, you know, we come right after the prayers and what have you. It's a boost, it's a fortification, like, you know, like I have backing, you know, I have backing. Like the song says, I'm coming with backing. I have serious backing right now. So no mistake, I'm not trying, I'm not shaking, not happy, my ass. Anyways, today, H2O for sure. H2O. That's what we're doing tonight. So I'm saying I can go grab on your H2O when I can, or whatever it is you are relaxing with, because the week was tough, man. It was tough. It was tough. We cannot lie, especially the last few days. Like, you know, from Tuesday evening. Even from Monday, you can begin for the sense, the build up, and then Tuesday you can sense the tension was just rising, and then waiting up on Wednesday, and then today. But before we go further, make Mr. Kago. Mr. Kago, tell Fambul they are doing.
Fambule Munadu. Again, I want to say Boku thank you for We Matilda allow me for be part of the show. And Fambulem, as always, we all not say Alionians, let we listen to ourselves and let we make sure say we put a country first. Thank you. And welcome everyone. And I'm so excited for be part of this discussion tonight.
Yeah, indeed. Make we talk to ourselves and make we put we country first. Talk to ourselves, put we country first. And believe it or not, like I can say, when we first sat here talking about elections are official, the election season is official, it was 90 days to the election. But as I sit down, I also right now, we did 1 day, 0 hours, and 18 minutes to the election. Could you believe this? Can you believe it? Can you believe it that we don't travel till we don't reach to 1 day and 18 minutes to the election? Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I think say Bokutin happen at the country today. And now that make for today on side a title the show Make Your Vote Count. Vote wisely on June 24th, 2023. Now Saturday, like I say, now 1 day, 18 minutes, now don't left. For make una determine who that go rule we for the next 5 years. For make una get una say. Remember now, every 5 years una get a say. A say that cannot be denied to una. So una for make and count. That day. You see, I've been just to tell Mr. Kagbo say, from when the prayer line the prayer line begin, and especially this week, I watch the numbers that they watch. I'm like, you see the turnouts today during the prayers and the prayer line. I'm like, you know what it show? Is show hope restored. To me, that's what I saw. The numbers them were joined this evening term was hope restored. You can tell say people let me not reach now the side where they may not give up hope. They not be have hope again. They been done, they were done for. They were done for. They were done for. And waiting happened today, this morning at Freetown, following waiting happened yesterday. Following the killings of we brother and sister them. Following, the exertion of power. Following the power business. People then lost their life yesterday. That in a thing where we cannot ignore. We have to talk about these things. The opposition decided to take to the streets to demonstrate. They were there. And they made their demands. Last week when we sit down here before we left, we talk about the importance of when you run an election. It no matter if now, even 1 minute to the election or during the election, everybody then concerned must be addressed. Everybody then concerned must be addressed. We get over 4,000 international observers then we sit down inside Freetown right now. We cannot say inside Freetown, we sit down inside Salone. If not the biggest, but one of the biggest observation mission, electoral observation mission, now the world. And the funny thing is, the biggest ever, now Africa, now the continent of Africa. The biggest electoral observation mission at the continent of Africa, and they happen soon at Salone. Over 4,000 observers. Usa una don hear am before. Usa una don see am before, una tell me. Now this nine they make una know the importance of this election. The importance of this election. Before I sit down inside profile for talk waiting happened yesterday. And waiting that happening that day, like some of you will not sit down. Some of you follow me on my timeline and I know for say, well, the moment I hear about the Hajj thing, the whatever, I came out and I spoke. Yesterday, when I know for say I've been there online and I talk about the constitution, I talk about freedom of liberties, I talk about the guarantees to gather, the guarantees of protest, I talk about the rights, I talk about the international conventions and treaties then where we they part of, and therefore we also on top of the constitution we allow with that, even then we also being part of signatory to the treaties and conventions then they even make them solidify and say we need for ensure say people and get their liberties and their freedom. But not what that been happen yesterday. Yeah, yesterday was like post-war ECOMOG takeover. Post-war ECOMOG takeover. And that's what Salone been look like now, especially Freetown. And so Freetown been look like yesterday. And we cannot sit here and forget that say three of we brothers them, brothers, sisters them are not confirmed the gender, but definitely we know for say three people they lost their life. It should not be so. It should not be so. It not forever be so. The force that was meted against these people, the resistance, the show and the display of weaponry, exertion of power, was it worth it? What threat? And now that the international community end up for asking, say, whose threat were them people they are so? Whose kind threat? Whose kind threat where then get where the town, the city should be dismilitarized? Like, are we in a civil strife situation? Are we in a war zone here? Because we're waiting, we can observe now an election, and waiting you tell we internationally, waiting you don't they tell me is that you get people and get freedom, people and get rights, people them that you they observe freedom, that you they observe people and rights, you they guarantee them freedom of right, freedom of association, freedom of gathering, freedom to be. And that you promise that waiting you they conduct now a free, fair, and transparent election. But what we have witnessed thus far does not look like anything fair, free, and fair. And then turn to the electoral boss and ask and say, oh, listen, you are supposed to be the referee here. But from everything we've been hearing from you from these conferences and press conferences is that you are not addressing the concerns raised by the opposition. You are not addressing just because you feel say, now you're not the boss nominee for say, if it is not according to the law, you get right for twist and dabaru and do and so, make and so for conform. No, you are the referee, you should apply the law. So this 24-hour or less than 24-hour turnover won't I see now it stems from waiting. It stems from waiting in on the ground from last week. Waiting happened this week, especially the culmination of waiting happened yesterday. They did not give them rest, they did not give them sleep. Because the international community was basically just saying that, listen, we cannot be part of this. We cannot be part of this. We don't go to the press conferences then. We don't see waiting they happen. We don't see the demand. These are very legitimate demand. Address them. Address them. If you refuse to address these legitimate demands, then why are we here? What will they do na yaso? What will they do na yaso? Mr. Kagbo, I go make you go on and they can play some videos then. Make you see how in we own way, where we they try for position. And that make us say when they show you something, go do your research. Look if there is something else out there, because a person will always present something to you according to their own lens to fit their own agenda. And that is what we saw from one of the reporting. Make you see how when someone who has no game or beef in something and just want to be objective and look at the situation for what it is, how then they report versus someone who has a game in something or gain in something, how then go report about something, the exact same thing. Mr. Kagbo, go ahead and then we'll play some videos then for people.
Well, for me, I don't get much for say. You don't say it all. However, for the fact that they come proactively, we all for be thankful, including the administration itself, because where the observers that on day, if the administration, let's say if a matter bill win a second term, I believe say there issues the way they get during the first time we say APC no get a chance for rule and all that thing and they hopefully not go be present because with the international observers them if 4,000 as you say that number of observers them if they all unanimously say the election is free and fair, I will urge Dr. Samura Kamara, if he lose, for let the country remain peaceful, for go back to that glorious days, for let that very time where they call the election, where the foreign observers them go clearly say the election was peaceful, free and fair. Please, I did personally appeal to you, Dr. Samura Kamara, accept, concede. Concede on the result, let peace reign in that country there. So now to we President Bill, we don't see him na Nigeria, where Goodluck Jonathan, a lost election, and supporters them try for make a kind of fun way for manipulate the whole thing and not accept the results. But he said no, in the interest of the country and the peacefulness of the country, he accept, he concede. And look, they like today, he said on Nigeria, in all on our way, it enjoy in life. So again, you go to Ghana. So Ghana, we also be see where the former president there, he lost in second term. And it gets yes, it therefore say go court and stuff, and even the second one we then do. But at the end of the day, it not make any violence, and it concede and accept the result, and look how peaceful the country is. And nobody no run away. So President Bill, please, if you self end up for lose, take example from Goodluck Jonathan, John Mahama of Ghana, and Goodluck Jonathan of Nigeria. Concede, congratulate who that get for win. Again, I need to disregard the other political parties them. However, we know say election is all about the numbers, unfortunately. So it no matter whose good idea you get, but it's all about the numbers. So given the numbers, it look like say it go come down to APC, SLPP. So there are the appeal to them two people and they for the sake of the country, for the peace of the country, any of them will lost the election, let it concede, let it congratulate, because then they reduce tension. The time where they don't declare and you listen to international observers and all that, and then talk. I repeat this point, and then talk. Say the election is free and fair. Dear Abeg, not drag this whole thing, because the more you drag them, the more it go prone to then supporters them for begin cause havoc. So everything it boiled down to una leadership. Una
Yeah.
suppose will take the lead and be the leader where the country go proud of and say, yes, the people them reject me, I accept that. However, dear me supporters them, I want to tell una boku tenki, let nobody know fet, let we accept the result as is. And then you congratulate you the person will win. So then they go bring peace. And after the election, I go give me own take as to how I feel say we go nourish the peace. But for right now, given that the election ended before we, so dear President Bill and Dr. Samura Kamara, the country in peacefulness it is now in our two hands right now.
Exactly. The country in peace one, the country in tranquil. Basically, the country in well body one, they now na an. Right? The country in well body one, they now na an. But for now, there is a battle to be fought. There is a battle, a serious battle to be fought, and that battle is between two political heads, it's between two elephants. But inside this battle, yeah, so we don't want to make the gun suffer at all. We don't want to make the gun suffer. We want to make the battle be fair. We want to make the battle be open. We want to make the battle be transparent. And that is why people like us did not keep quiet. That is why people like us have not kept quiet. That is why people like us, when we see something, we dey report them, we dey talk on them. That is why it was important for me last week to put the focus on what it needed to be put on. It was very important for me for talk about, some of the things that, I talk about the pilgrimage issue. It was the one thing where I regret is that I wish the information that there were over 600 pilgrims to Mecca from Sierra Leone, but that the only number, the only people them way them been give the information for early voting registration are the people them when have been government sponsored, and that there were over 400 Sierra Leoneans who possibly their votes could be disenfranchised because they don't go Mecca, they don't give them the privilege for make them exercise their franchise. I wish that information was made available on that day when we were doing that show. Because are these 400 plus not Sierra Leoneans? Is it because waiting have been the importance or difference from the 200 state sponsorship? When I then get the notification, when I then get the notification for go register and for do early voting, what about the 400 plus? Are the 400 plus not Sierra Leonean? And then thing they are so. Then disparities there are, then advantage and abuse of power and abuse of offices. Now that make kind like we they team up and we they talk and we they say no, this is not how democracies run. This is not how governance should be. This is not governance. This is not governance. This na victimization. This na suppression, oppression, and that's not what you want. You don't want them kind label then they for the trail with your name. Yeah. So even before we go into them videos there, make una know say the phone lines them open. If you guys have anything to contribute to what's going on, the event that's going on, the toll-free number is 1866 944 7722. The UK number is +4420 80 89 455. The Australian number is +61 29 098 4337. The WhatsApp number is 1343 997 5828. So the phone lines are open at any time you want for calling to the show. If you just want for say, at least you are at a place where you think there is possibility for a fair, transparent election right now. At this point, come and say it. Come and say it. Just if you just want for free your mind, if you just want for encourage people back home, because at the end of the day, we mission Nayaso right now for encourage people and for go out and vote. Go out and vote, go out and vote. I know say the last few days have been traumatizing, the last few days have been a headache. But they don't guarantee in front of the international community, the police commissioner, in front of the international community, now I say every political prisoner, everybody where they don't, when I identify as political prisoner, people the way they catch na rally, people the way they're all for whatsoever reason or the other that had to do with their rally, their political operation, and get a list, then people and they for be immediately be released. And if they catch news say then people and they have not been released, they are going to make it known. And the caveat where I like about this is the fact that and the head of that police department will have questions, will answer to questions, will have questions to answer to. I really like that part there, because we don't become a society where small power they go with aid. We are drunken. We are people that are easily drunken with power. We are people that are easily drunken with power. So I really like that caveat. They say if you don't release the people and we find out, say the people them they remain behind bars. And when this order don't go within the next 24 hours, you know, release them so that they go and go vote. Then when the way don't go hide in a bush, they should be released. There should be nobody not for put any form of intimidation by anybody. Like they say, like they asked them the question last night, like yesterday they asked them the question asking, is Sierra Leone is Sierra Leone a war zone? Did we just descend on a situation of civil strife? Is there something we are not understanding? Why the heavy militarization? So if you not see that militarization one have been seen na Freetown, especially in Freetown yesterday, when I observe the same thing when I wake up this morning. No, disappeared, gone. But not to so, 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 not to so. The thing is just that not to so. Like I can sense people them like they were just discouraged. They are just giving up hope. And today, like I say, I just see hope restored on people again. Hope restored on people again. Why push the people? The very people them. It don't matter if they support you or they know this. When you become a president, you become a president of everyone. You don't become a president for a segment of the population. Despite the fact that your wife openly states, say, if you're not to SLPP, you're not a true Sierra Leonean. She said it, I'm not the one that said it. She said it, that if you're not to SLPP, not a supporter PPP, you are not a true Sierra Leonean. Well, I beg to differ, ma'am, I beg to differ. People have the freedom to associate. People have the freedom of choice. Enshrined at the Constitution. Enshrined at the Constitution. Anyways, let's go to these two reporting and let's make sense of
Yeah,
Mr.
before we do that, normally I can make and clear say I not like for discuss issues about the first lady. But a nice for like one time with a compare in terms of the ex now then civilized countries here, then developed countries. Let me paraphrase because civilization starts in Africa, Egypt. So
Exactly.
then developed countries here. If somebody like the president in WEF make their utterances, then the media particularly go ask for open apology from the
Yeah.
president and from even in the wife. But you see, this not the thing we're making always the say. We leaders, that we politicians, then so disrespectful of the people them that they say and do anything, they don't even regret anything at all. And that needs for suppose for stop. Because for let you say, if you not to SLPP, you not to true Sierra Leonean, that is an insult to every Sierra Leonean, including the SLPP people them. Because you are somebody where you get your fundamental human right, freedom of association. So the reason why me feel say it essential for even the SLPP folks them for condemn kind talk like that. What if as either supporter or you want for join politics, you join another political party. So automatically that means you not a Sierra Leonean. So we need for stop that. Because even in the president bill, we don't see them severally. Now other countries them where one time you go be a member of one particular political party, then after a few years you move to another political party. That's not your God-given right. So why somebody for make you feel bad or you feel guilty for support a political party where you want support? So I just want for Rob Mott on that, saying this now again, me not care too much about that woman day because not to him the people they
No,
elect and
it is
not to
important for
government official.
it's
Yeah, it
important
just
for no,
happened.
no, no. In this particular instance, you get for care about wetin e dey say, because she has ruled
Yes.
this nation for the past 5 years concurrently with her husband. In some instances, as a matter of fact, she was the de facto president in some instances and not her husband. Whose I told it now election term this. We get less than 1 year
Yes.
for go to the pool. Me, I know they hold me
Yes.
mouth. I'm sorry. I know sit down and also for hold me mouth this evening term. Neither I go sit down Saturday for hold me mouth. It is just rather unfortunate by Saturday, by the time where I go to open me mouth again for talk, we go done for vote. But trust me, when I go on my timeline, when I go on my own personal page, I no go hold me mouth. I no go hold me mouth. She ruled the nation. She had the office of the first lady, but she did not only concern herself with the affairs of the office of the first lady, she concerned herself with everything that had to do with the governance of the nation. So therefore, I know they excuse them. If there is a conviction to be laid right now they all two now here want to make go toe, because they rule this place here, so they rule Sierra Leone for the past 5 years together, toe. That woman, they go cabinet meetings. If they go cabinet meetings, them. So you tell me, whose first lady you don't see they go cabinet meetings? In the world, whose first lady, it don't matter, even the worst dictators themselves in the world, whose first lady there, where you don't see them with them, then they go cabinet meetings with them. Whose first lady there, you don't see them with them, and they go negotiations them with them. She was there, she ruled this nation in tandem with her husband. So I am not excusing her, not at all, not for a second, not for a minute. Never. I will not excuse her. When it come down to it, I'm not going to excuse them at all. Just like when Iman back, the woman had the kahunas to even go and say, I not see I get the video them of where an escoroma they come to me man and net. People challenge her. People show that video. Show that video when she is drunken with power and lost for words. She has the tendency of just running her mouth and saying all sorts of garbage. You need for respect people. You need for respect authority. You need for know your place. Just because you are a woman and that you get some form of tenacity. Listen, I'm a very bold, tenacious, brave woman sitting here, but I know when to keep quiet. I know when to observe. I know when to know that this is authority standing in front of me. I not go agree always with your ways and mannerism, but not mean for say because I they in a position of power. Therefore, I use that term day for disrespect and dishonor and you know be so. Oh. Let me stop. Go ahead.
I understand all the points then we you don't make. Here is why I say I'm not can bother with the first lady, because, with all honesty, they're not elect her, and a man not give am any official role where he go through parliament and he swore in for serve the country. Nothing like that. So based on that, you not go blame him though. I want to let you know very clearly. Say, people and they talk about the constitution and all that, but the people that were supposed.
Mr. Kagbo, when the wife of Gbagbo, former president of Cote d'Ivoire, when she poked her nose into issues she has no business poking her nose, not to the Altud and Grego, not to the Altud and Grego.
Well,
Was she
that I'm
absolved
glad
from
you,
Gbagi?
I'm glad you when you bring that point there. Bagbo, a give in WEF official role. So in WEF beget official role, a appoint him to a position. So she was officially member of the cabinet. So then they now he make the Olam to account. But now let's say, for example, if they want pass commission of inquiry, they not get no reason for go
I sure
after
say
the
if we
first
go
lady
check,
as official.
fine one. There is an unofficial appointment we don't know about. That paper get for Comona though. Now me talk
Yeah,
there is an unofficial appointment we don't know about. And
well,
it get about
you don't make
power
them.
there for the executive wetin
Yes.
dey exact.
No, you not officially get that power day. So now that's make her they blame it not to just the president. I want let people then understand say the president na human being. And this na human nature. As humans, we very selfish. Now
Oh yeah.
very few. Regardless of where I know say some people then go talk say, oh, we Africans them. No. Regardless of the skin color, human nature, we greedy, we selfish, and we very much lack power for reinforce that greed day. So if the president, I remember one time, I don't say the president they take powers they will not get with the constitutional game at all. But wetin can happen, the people them, I want let people them know say it did the constitution say parliament gets more right than the president because parliament get right for impeach the president under the constitution. But the president no get no right for expel a member of parliament unless if he be a leader of the party where initially not to that's never the case. I think they don't adjust the SLBB constitution now for allow that. So again, I remember at one point I be sort of give a presentation where I talk about Prince Adin and President Bill. The term where Prince Adin be chairman, because now I think that our just the constitution will be on the leader of the party. Again, wanna correct me if I wrong, but then term them way now just president, not a leader of the party. Prince Adin be able, according to the constitution, pull Mother Bill out of office. And that's not some of the danger of we constitution. But the point what they make now is Mother Bill take advantage of the weakness of parliament.
Oh yeah.
Because the parliamentarians, yeah,
Extremely.
ex- exactly. So with parliamentarians, they're including within the SLPP, where I go give example to give out, where cost the nation. Sierra Leone is doomed and all that kind English. But what didn't happen? It's so
If the
cool
people
to
do not
pressure.
stand by him at this
Eh,
time, then they would. No,
yes, and
you see, people like that one and that, I know they even count them because they have
the-
already hammered themselves. They already don't put coals on fire upon themselves. I'm a Christian, and I sabi that passage in the Bible where they say you they put coals of fire upon your head. You don't put your own coals of fire upon your head done. It just they wait no more now for see the profits. So people like that I don't even I don't bother with.
well, that's the point I'm trying to make. And at the point that I did for make Naya, saying that because of and one key disadvantage na Salone, plenty of them politicians here na Salone, after politics, do not get no other sober means of livelihood. So as a result, they're not able for stand their ground because then depend on that power day. Instead of them come into politics for serve the country and give back waiting they don't learn or acquire skills they don't acquire elsewhere, instead they go there as the last resort for make them enrich themselves. So with that, where you feel saying that the last option and the way you get for better, you go take everything we thrown at you. So now
Yeah.
that's the happen. So now it make me not they blame the first lady much at all. If Parliament call them and ask questions, why you do this, why you do that, why you going to that place there on behalf of Sierra Leone and stuff. If I don't stop, if I really don't stop, but they're not able for stomach that. Because let's say, yes, at the end of the constitution say the party can expel a parliamentarian. However, we get the court, the judiciary. So Mr. Shilonki always make and clear na in show.
Almost
Na then
them.
show.
The thing is that almost them when we not hear you say Parliament summon this person how many times they not show faith. What has become of it? Nothing. So
So
you
so
begin to ask
you
yourself,
see the you see the
you people like you
disrespect
the vote now inside Parliament, do they actually know the power that they hold?
that I
For the
believe say
people, not
plenty.
for themselves,
I,
but for the people.
I believe say plenty of them they know the power of parliament, but waiting can happen. They is scared the consequence, and no action or they will not get consequence. Even yeah, for like you be Democrat or Republican, you stand against your party. Sometimes, let me take Dick Cheney in Peking. He stand against Trump. You see the consequence? The Trumpers them and vote him out.
Yeah.
So, but he willing for face that consequence day
Yeah.
because he say he want for stand true to power. So, but Sierra Leone, we not get them people and they will go say, you know what? If the party expel me, I go fight them in a court. If we get plenty parliamentarians the way they take the same action, regardless of whose party, I bet you things go straighten out. But guess what? Again, like I say, they not get something for fall back on. Some of them, if they lost their job, in fact, they not be get sober job abroad. The one they will be there abroad. So when them go back home, again, now opportunity for go gently because they're not able gently na ya. They're not able for get decent job na ya. So that kind of make them go do any kind thing, kiss anybody, excuse me for the word, in foot or wherever, for no more, let them go able get that kind money where they aspire for get illegally because Lano just stop there illegally for enrich themselves. So
Yeah.
last summarize, to me, I didn't blame the first lady at all. Now human being, elect every human being, except for very few, we will be handful. We lack power. We lack for lack we day in control. So again, it just people like Pekin. You remember where they can say small Pekin where he do one something, you run after him and stuff, you go do him again, and so that they take chances. So the president and even the former president, you see the chance where he take on the vice president. So then they clearly not chance he take. But guess what? He able to succeed on that. So now then kind here they happen we make we not able stand and stop all the anomalies here where they go on the
Yeah.
country. So I will
Exactly.
pause there and also you get a very different take on that, which are completely encourage. However, Mio Sai, I don't know how they blame the first lady at all. They don't get any power if Parliament says so at all. If Parliament pass a bill where go in fact reduce the first lady in a office to almost at a minimal, then go able to do it. Because remember, now the same parliament they approve money where the president they spend. So
Yeah.
if parliament not approve the president in budget, how the first lady go able do volunteer? So let we not make we parliamentarians then go scot free.
No,
APC,
absolutely not.
SLPP, NGC, C4C, they're all messed up. We
All of
caused that
all of
situation there. Exactly.
all
So
of them,
let me not
all
just
of
the
them.
pounce on the president. Let me not just the pounce because even here, look Donald Trump. Right now, in the fight for a own political life, so where
Exactly.
legal case over legal case because the law
He's not only
denial
fighting for his own political life, he's fighting for his life. Period.
exactly because it will end up for go jail if
Yeah.
found guilty. Exactly. So you see here, even though people and they say all this thing, but guess what? We don't get democratic president from Democrats and Republicans. None of them face this kind of thing with Donald Trump they face. So how you go and say, oh, na party? Because some people and they say, na sort of party party something and whatnot. Not so. Anyway, let's pause here. But
Make me go to the video. Make me because I don't want a situation where we go end up for do this until the time reach. Then go say they're not they play this video. They know we they wait for this video. We they wait for the what's going. When we get into these conversations, there is so many the layers. There's so much the layers. There's so much that sometimes if you are not careful. But anyways, make we get to this then video here soon. Make we get to the video
ab-
here.
ab-
So make we look at
ab-
the local reporting, quote unquote local reporting, and then we'll go to the international reporting side of things, and then we pick it up from there.
okay, the local reporting you said.
Yeah. We'll go with the local and then international and then.
These are the sound that made us to try to enter here. Yeah, these sounds were coming, including a petrol bomb. Yeah, they even had a petrol bomb. Two of those bombs were launched, So if we had allowed them to gather, it could have been chaotic. Yeah. So we decided to destroy them.
This is I think it's an AK-47
and pistols, two pistol bullets. Yeah, AK-47.
AK-47. AK-47. This is a pistol bullet. Wow.
So, and you say it was fired from the PCU?
Okay, corner must go. That's what the people said. The same thing, this one?
Yeah, all of them play cards strain this content.
Mohamed Kone must go and the election must be postponed.
Of course, we all know they have been requested to go to party office, police office this 10 o'clock to seek modalities, to find ways how to go about a peaceful demonstration if they are supposed to do it. But they didn't go, of course, you know that. They didn't go, we didn't see them. So if they try to converge here illegally, actually the law cannot allow them to converge illegally.
No, I was here. I don't show any military personnel fire. Also, it's no military personnel fire.
No, we don't. We cannot fire. I know.
I was here.
Yeah, we can't fire.
Its next president, opposition supporters had rallied in Freetown to call for the head of the Electoral Commission to resign. Laurent Stacker tells us more.
Equipped with AK-47s, flashball cannons, and even sniper rifles, heavily armed security forces cracked down on an opposition rally in Freetown. Days before heading to the polls, dozens of protesters had been calling for the head of Sierra Leone's Electoral Commission to step down.
We are here to protest because we want a credible elections. All we are asking for, we don't have problem with the government of the day. We just want a credible elections.
Last week, opposition leader Samura Kamara questioned the impartiality of the commission and called for it to be replaced by an independent international body ahead of Saturday's vote. But the accusations were rejected by the head of the commission and by Sierra Leone's president Julius Maada Bio, who's running for a second term. On Tuesday, he called for a peaceful vote and said he wouldn't tolerate any form of violence.
I want to appeal to everybody. We want peaceful election, no violence. You have your card on that day, go and vote.
Seen as the frontrunner, Bio has been hailed for his progressive policies, including boosting access to education and women's representation in politics. But critics have denounced shrinking civic liberties under his rule and an excessive use of force to silence protests.
Well, Ghana is battling its worst economic.
I hope say una careful pay attention to that day. You know what I've been for like? I've been for like the person where they stage. See, I work in communications, eh? And I go tire for say that day because I know different aspects of communication. Different aspects, eh? Excuse me. That person where they stage. I mean, for don't show in face. That person where they say yes, AK-47 from the APC office. There was AK-47 fired from the APC office. Hey, you see, sometimes they want to kill lie. Unu no kill no for say another eye the way they watch you now. Because the funny thing is that una no timing, right? Because of the differences of our time zone, their reporting was released before the France 24 news was released. That reporting there, that first reporting was shown, it be made available. It was out there before the France 24 news become available this morning because of the time zone, the different time zone and the time that we news the news hour and what have you. When I say AK-47 was fired from the APC office, when the international body captured it, they said the streets were militarized. The presence of AK-47, grenade, machine bombs or grenade bombs, and there was another weaponry, a very heavy artillery. With a name, I don't forget the name of that one day. That thing went on a see, so I want make we play the international, that setting there, that scene there, make we just sit and down for a moment. That thing there way on a see, so now a place where look like for say, you know, there was tranquility, there was peace. Now a setting where look like a place where credible, fair and transparent election was about to take place, was staged to take place. Who side through they make we talk? I want make we go back, make we look at that. Let that image there make it sit down with una small. Make the image there sit down with una small. Make that image there sit down with una small. This, it all remind you of the ECOMOG entry, the ECOMOG, you know, recapturing Sierra Leone. Not only say remind una of, if una be member that St. John area, Brookfield, St. John area, does this scenario not remind, for some people, them seeing this brings about trauma. I don't know what in the presidency been they think. I don't know what in them in they think that then deploy so much force. This is traumatizing to a lot of people, them especially people that we been there na Salone that January 6th. That week of that January 6th, it bring about so much traumatic memory for people. Them, why would you do that to the people that you claim you love? The people where you they go appeal to say make them give you chance for make you rule them again for a second time. Why? Why? Are they not Sierra Leoneans? These people that were mounting the opposition where they try for mount and protest or demonstrate, asking for fair playing ground. Are they not Sierra Leoneans? Are they not entitled to? They're not entitled to fair playing ground. They're not entitled. Excuse me. They're not entitled to fair playing ground because all they're asking for, give we a fair playing ground. Give we a fair playing ground. Where you all of this time they've been asking, they've been writing letters, petitions, petition, and the ECSL has been silent. They play dokono as if they don't understand nothing. We pin camp and push, we push camp and shove. Did you not grant them every single thing they requested for? Every single thing they requested for, from the way where they count the vote will be counted. When you bring in an app system, they're like, no, we don't want an app system. We want to be able to see from point A, from point B to point C, to trail every single thing. This morning, did it not come to fruition? Did it not come to fruition? Because you not go waste people in time. You not go call, you not go they go out now the world, they talk, say how you a governance of tolerance, inclusion, freedom of civil liberties. But what the people and they see with their own eye, like the report was made, civil liberties has been oppressed. Civil liberties has been oppressed. And then you slowly they run the country down into a dictatorship. A dictatorship. A hostile state, hostile takeover. Eh? So that's why I say you can fool them once. You can fool them once. As a matter of fact, because I was following this thing, like what I can say, you they follow and tiggy one. I followed it like, because I was like, no, we cannot have been talking for 5 years. We cannot have been speaking. We cannot have been writing letters demanding change and saying, you guys are the custodians of this thing. If you guys don't watch this thing, then you are not worth your salt. Then what you are saying is not true, because then when it comes to other nations, alongside, affect you directly, you guys turn a blind eye. You see, Abraham Lincoln once said, you can fool the people some of the time and some of the people all the time, but you cannot fool all the people all of the time. And then a classic case of waiting happen overnight. Why when these demands were made? Now, we don't come into a system where the votes are going to be counted at the polling centers. They are going to be recounted to ensure verification at the district level. They are going from the district level, they are going to the regional level. From the regional, it gets transmitted to the national level. Not to dande them in the ask. Honest, make this, make that, make that, make that. Now, people are going to are guaranteed, and the observers, they all do that and then go, they watch for that. If a mistake turn somebody, then go watch and question, why was this person turned? Was it under the legal rule that they were turned? If you get your voting slip, either you vote a registration card, you voting slip, or you receipt. All those three qualify you for make you go vote. Was that not what they were asking? Because una botch the out and column. Over how many $1 million was given to you people? $500,000 was given to you for sensitization from ECOWAS. Una botch, una foil everything. And then you think that, you had set yourself up to just, exact and breathe down upon the people. The disaggregated data won't have been the Sidon, the Kakatua, I will not release it. Has it not been released? So why do we have to come to this point? Pass them pin una, them put pressure on una, them all una, them quiz una know the right thing so for do. But because you want to belong, you want to associate, you want somebody to compensate you for the association of wrong and doing of wrong. Therefore, you do not look at, I am here to serve. I am an officer of the people. I took an oath to serve the people and not a person and not a symbol. The people, you refuse to put the people first. Not saying we don't count to so. Not saying we don't count to so. So for those who said the APC made exaggerated demands and they not for make demands then last last hour there. So how do you think democracies run? How do you think governance structure run? We were not in a dictatorship. The man they go all over the world, they talk for say, Ina the best president, Ina the father of democracy, Ina the this, Ina the that. Then say, now put it into action. The people are watching you, over 4,000 of them, and they had no choice but to question, is this what you mean by governance? Is this what you mean of freedom of civil liberties? Because that's not what we are experiencing right now. What is this? What is this? Can you explain this to us? And they couldn't. They couldn't. They couldn't. And Conway be supposed for be the referee, we be supposed for be another yonder, and clearly I can show say another yonder just there for the people they wish and then desire, and for expense me duty to the best of my ability. Begin the turn canker worm na people in truth. Begin the turn canker worm na people in truth. Forget say you are playing with people's life for the next 5 years. You are playing with people's life for the next 5 years. Whatever happens in less than 48 hours, whatever the turnout may be, it is going to be a consequence that people will live with for the rest of the 5 years. And you see the funny thing, it's not only going to stop that 5 years, it will trickle on. It will trickle on until people can breathe. Because yes, just waiting not happen this past 5 years, waiting happened the past 11 years. Not stop during the past 11 years. It's trickled on to this current 5 years or past 5 years, because you don't pass 5 years now. And all of that cumulated will trickle on to the next 5. So it is very important that you vote and vote wisely. Vote and vote wisely. Nobody not get for disenfranchise on a vote. Nobody not get for go put soldier man them and army man them on a neck, because that is what they signed last night. That is what they agreed on last night, because Sierra Leone is a democratic state. Sierra Leone is not at war. Sierra Leone is not at war. Mr. Kagbo, go ahead.
Well. As Sierra Leonean, I feel burdened. President Bill, unfortunately, I go use this with all respect. Unfortunately, I don't know if it is afraid in shadow. But it do that na McKinney. It go McKinney, it behave like say Salone in war. Heavy artillery and all that. You na president of McKinney as well. Why you they go with all that? So that same thing again, like people then condemn him, but it look like say, learn from that. And this, they try for put the country together. You say you want for attract foreign investors. So tell me, if a foreign investor see this kind image, you feel say it go take in money, go put on a salon? So President Bill, I know say for right now, your first goal is just for win the election. But like how Matilda say, you forget consequences, and then consequences then they trickle down, they go even more way beyond your term where you get for the office. So now that make anything where you they do, think about your legacy, think about Salon Force. And I read the comment, people talk say, but we self na Sierra Leoneans, we not a chicken. So how you for waiting warrant for let even army then go na the seat? Waiting warrant that. So why you not for allow let them protest? And then people are not to say and surprise you. They say they make the announcement, say then go protest. And they not say that they protest against you. They say that they protest against the person where they conduct, we're supposed to conduct the elections. Where that person they supposed to be independent of union power. So why, Mr. Bill, President Bill, you all make the heavy artilleries and stuff? And I don't know, again, that first video, the guy, I don't know side and pull him really. I really don't know side and pull.
That video was a stage reporting. Listen, I have worked in communications long enough, and forget saying your communication while they work, not to African communication. Now, yeah, overseas communications. I don't work in that sector there long enough that when I see a stage managed, something it is very easy for me to see. Now that make, if you notice when then they do reporting, I can let for see her angles, and that is why I said the person who said I was there, I did not see a single bullet fired. And the person and na him back confirm say the AK-47 fire been they come out from the APC office. I wanted to see his face. Bring some credibility to what you're saying. Show me that angle. Not just show me the shells. Show me the angle.
Yeah, but again, AK-47, I know, yeah, me not a military person, but most people that will be there Salone during the war see how AK-47 turn. Now big gun that one day. Not to like any pistol we go bosom arm. So for less somebody get AK-47, una no able arrest them. Instead, una pick the shell them. And then una speak to the shell them, and una get so much military might. So you see another similar situation again during that August 10th, where they lie so much that they even put a picture of somebody where we don't die in Nigeria. Say civilian will be all gone. They'll not be able to get no evidence of that. So instead, then go find picture where it's so shameful that a Nigerian
They
comedian
superimposed the guy.
yeah.
They superimposed
Yeah, and as
the
somebody
photo.
and sadly enough, probably if not somebody will not be popular, maybe people can go, but God, so like the person will then go take now
Mr.
a musician.
Campbell, this is the day of technology. It is easy to run somebody in face. Right now, I can take your face and run you start and I don't know. And they put two and two together and get news.
Yeah,
So no, it is
yeah,
very easy.
yes, but that one day now for sophisticated somebody like you. But somebody will not know too much about communication. Now that's make now social media, you get boku people them where they use so much propaganda. They Photoshop, they do things them, and the average person they believe them until maybe somebody else can counter them. So, but the point where I they make now is how desperate President Biego be, so much so that you they make up their stuff here. And it's so shameful. And you they talk like we all, I remember the last show, we get kudos where he able for win a non-permanent seat to the United Nations Security Council. Then a huge responsibility. Now, very, very important position where you forget integrity. So, but if you not get integrity, you not democratic, and then you say you want to go on that body where they rule the world, tell me how you go perform there. So maybe like if you don't get integrity, so that means if somebody wants let Salone vote, they go bribe you. You know, so then tia na tinem way it go a long way, particularly where you they try for champion. You talk about say previously under former President Koroma, Salone not be get that much respect internationally, arguably. So you want for less Salone get respect internationally, but look what you they do. Look what you they do. You like the thing that way you they do is so clear. Say if they not check you, you go become another Mugabe. You go become another that president Uganda. You know, from where he kick Idi Amin, it's still
Was it
there. It don't make
Mussolini or whatever?
Museveni, yeah, Museveni. So Museveni, like you get them. So me they feel say you need for follow the footsteps of the likes of like I say, Nigeria, Ghana, and Salone don't come along. Now two successive presidents that don't hand over peacefully to you, President Bill. Yes, will not be get a president when I one term. But former Ernest Koroma, I disagree with them. Boku ways them where it can by economic analysis, like the way we handle the economy. But me now one person where I be so they engaged as to how Salone go be if former President Koroma for be take advice from foolish Alpha Khan, terrible Alpha Khan, when now the advisor of President Bill, where be they push former President Koroma for go for third term. Imagine what is Salone for them become if former President Koroma be adhere to foolish advice of people like Alpha Khan. So President Bill, so you see the people then where you surround yourself, Alpha, the likes of Alpha Khan, and not surprise me for like maybe what they do so, they come up from people like that. We're terrible.
No, the thing is that, Mr. Kagbo, I don't mean to cut you off, but the thing is that, now that make you say leadership is not just about, it's about your actions. Your actions, your decision, how you take your decisions, the people them way you surround yourself with, they tell the type of leader where you become. And in this one, so I even want to address one of reviewers, them Prince Ikomba. Prince Ikomba, if you listen to me carefully, the question where you ask, you not be for asking. Because I say the reason why it is important for make we hold the leadership them accountable. And when they do something, we need for check them and make we left for the go, make them left for the go uncheck is because of what is happening right now. I tell you, say, the reason why I say vote and vote wisely is because waiting they happen so right now, you can put a lot of it on President Bio because now in at the head, it falls squarely on him. But you cannot solely put it all on him. I say make we go 11 years back. I say make we go 11 years back because the actions taken 11 years back has implication on what had happened, what had transpired during those 5 years. And the action that will be taken now, the vote, the decision that will be taken now, and the actions that will be taken following by the people will have an impact, an effect on what happens, not only in these 5 years, but 5 years down the road and many years down the road. Because it's not just they happen in left so normal. No, it trickles. It follows you. Mr. Kago, carry on.
Well, it very clear to me. Again, I sure say people we go watch me facial expression, you go see frustration. I'm very frustrated as a Sierra Leonean. Look other countries them, they push go before. Rwanda they learn a lesson and then they thrive so. Where you get Boku factories them. Rwanda now one of the in fact the first African country that where they assemble Volkswagen na Africa. Yeah. So can you imagine how far they don't come? And look, we all they see, yes, to some extent, in self and not like the way how they rule the country. However,
Kagame no,
relatively peaceful.
Kagame not to the yardstick for what democratic governance should look like. If anybody use Kagame as the yardstick, then you're sorely mistaken. Then you definitely don't know what's at the phenomenon of democracy.
Absolutely. The point where they make Naya is now the peace. Where place peaceful, you they attract investors, even Sierra Leoneans them. Because an example for me, the small money I go put they self for open a small business. I sort of they regret say I able for probably do a whole lot Naya with them. But because of Nami County, I say, you know what? Like, at least if I able hire 10, 15, 20 people, then enough to push Salone before. So imagine, as Sierra Leonean, if the place not peaceful, you were born safe. Now go get mango, put you money, let alone
That's
for even visit. So if you want for attract investors, whether foreign investors, local Sierra Leoneans, them, you get for make that place the peaceful. If then look again, things then they go wrong a lot, President Bill. To me, let I address you directly, President Bill. A lot they go on. We see videos them na bo, and we post a video na VOS of some folks them where apparently they say na that place the information minister come out. They say APC no go there for go campaign, then block the road and say if Samura go there, then go kill him. You suppose for don't condemn that. Outly, unconditionally. Condemn him. About election to do or die? No. Look, the people that were die yesterday. According to the news on Facebook, about 3 people them. The eyewitness said 3 guys them. So can you imagine the power when you they seek? Is really worth them people ended their lives if you not true Sierra Leonean, President Bill. But rather you they say, oh well, like again to the supporters them. Me na example of the atrocities of war. And kill me daddy January 6. And kill other family members them. Till now, imagine how many years ago, I still some thanking day. Anytime I get something where I'm proud of myself, I can think of my parents them saying that then set the foundation for me for like I able attain the goal. I can feel them, I can cry. So if only one song day again, this now open secret I they tell. One song day where anytime I hear that song they play on a radio or wherever I they cry by Luther Vandross. Say if I can get one more time for dance with me daddy
With my
again.
father.
Yes, with my father. I remember me daddy. So where are they talk here? If people are not that, I believe say almost every family that's Salone directly involved. I mean, experience the bitterness of war. And this one where the Trump paint. Why Samoa Kamara not for go campaign? Not the north, not the east, not the south. Why? And why President Bio not for able campaign not the north? Because we post another video of people where SLPP supporters them one for go engage in some campaign activities. Now Tonkolele district. They say no. Why we country for come to that level day?
Exactly.
If you believe in your policies, waiting you stand for, or you believe say you go make a difference now people in life. Politics now game of persuasion. Persuade people them, convince them, give them reasons why they for vote for you. Not for use
Exactly.
force. No way past that.
And for me, the
For
thing is
the
that
Sanko use force power, Matilda. In all rule the country with all the rebel war he launched on Sierra Leone. In all rule the country. So force not always they guarantee you leadership. And President Bill, you're not a military leader again. You're not civilian leader. You don't pull the uniform. So you need for act like a civilian president. We're not there under military rule. I'll pause there. But it really troubling. For like again, let's share some funny story. Me modern law. Yeah, me modern law. It gets one funny thing where they say, but sometimes they work and reflect. It so be true. So when we can say, hey, Salone, would they be enforced? We dey far behind. The mommy say we not even start the race itself. Now that's the mommy can always they reply. You know, say Salone will not start the race itself. And look the backwardness where the rebel caused Sierra Leone. If I remember correctly, Salone will be done pass that Bumbuna Ido, or they be done pass the cable take and Watalo. Where then like today we supposed for they enjoy light now from that Bubuna Ido, like Freetown, and probably across the country.
Yeah.
But rebel war 20 some years ago. Guess what? Over 30 years, I should say. Because it started in 1991. So over 30 years, the rebel war don't so bring Salone backwards that light was supposed to be something we for take for granted. Like how we go take for granted now. Yeah. If for whatever reason I wake light no day, I will kind of check if heavy breeze come where the pole for them or something. But my mind they go they say now because of maybe money no there or whatever it is. So you they pay your bills and you will get the service where you pay for. So dear
Exactly.
President Bill, I go pause here.
No, basically, I mean, you don't say that. I just want to address few issues then. Just because on many occasions the SLPP supporters them throw away tear gas, cause carnage, or the police throw away police force. I remember na Kono and I think say na Kenema or whatever when Samura Kamara was on his way to campaign, then cause a lot of obstruction. And some SLPP supporters then come on make videos, say if they come at certain parts, then go block them, then go kill them, then go this. Here's what I say. We need to stop this tit for tat, and whenever we see evidence of tit for tat, we need to call them out and we need to say it is wrong. Now, same way so as well, I think it was Tonkolili or someplace, where the APC supporters then come and say they not go allow the SLPP supporters then for hold their rally or for make their meeting. That was wrong. That was wrong. Just because them block una party leader no mean for say una get the right for block them. The tit for tat business, you do me, I do you, do me, I do you. Listen, it does not take anyone anywhere and it does not solve issues. So somehow I'm glad the way, campaign is officially over. The campaign is officially over. I hope say there will be a lot of lesson learned from this. Regardless of who that win this election, make the person know for say, like I say, you can fool the people all the time, but you cannot fool them always all the time. You can't. You can't. When the people are tired, when the people speak, you must listen to them. Somebody make a statement. Somebody make a comment just now where I want go to. You say President Bio na a president na a unifier. To say something and to do something is two different things. To say I am a unifier and to demonstrate the action for show, say you not a unifier, for talk am and for do am, demonstrate am, now two different things. You see, a unifier, take the example of the current Kenyan president, Ruto. That is a unifier. It not just the talk, but it the action am. You dey see am in action. So if you no want for see, or if you not understand the latest example, or if you not know what a unifier looks like, bringing people together, bringing the nation together, making sure no one is left, making sure everybody come along, making sure everybody understand their job, making sure there is no abuse of power, but everybody dispense the job according to the law and in fairness and in equity. Go check a recent example. I don't want to go too many because there are other examples in other parts of the world, but a recent example within Africa, within the continent. Go check Ruto of Kenya. Go check Ruto of Kenya. That is a true example of a president that is a unifier. Yeah. So waiting. I don't know waiting on una own views or waiting una feel say a unifying somebody when I unifier waiting at the action for say something. How can somebody be a unifier and then when there is jack you call you people in terrorist? When there is jam, you say if you do not vote for me, then you do not belong to this. When there is jack, you go make international interviews. They lambast you people there. You call you people there jealousy. You say they jealous you. Is that I does the like so sometimes they will actually talking on Africa forget say now this same medium with there and with the same things then. Maybe you might choose to filter it out a different way, but we listen to them and we pay attention because guess what? Some of we work the way they do sometimes we need for listen to these things. We need for pay attention to these things. And not only for the nation to go for advice and for whatever, we need for know these things. How do you call that? Is that a unifying statement? And for a year when I am Seal J. Renner, you say something where really shock me, brother. You say something where shock me. You say Mr. Kagbo was talking about the people who lost their life, and the question you asked was, did you see the corpse of the people who died? Meaning that we can't talk about, we cannot, if we not see the evidence, Bangba Odena we eye. We do not have the right to talk about it, despite the fact it's been reported and it's been confirmed. We do not have the right to talk about it because we not see them. Mr. Sameka ask you, that AK-47 where they report they say fire from APC office, you be see them? You see them? You see them? The report say APC from APC office then see AK-47. They heard AK-47 being fired. They even go for identify the weapon that was being fired. You that is talking here, did you see it? You see, this now we can call blind supporting. Blind supporting, where una can forget for put the what is essential, what is important. Una they put the cat before the horse. The only criticism when he gets pan those all reporting and when he gets pan the whole thing was the action of the mayor, the former mayor Yvonne Akisoya. Even though he don't come, he don't apologize, and I hope say that they don't teach him a very big lesson. Say when you gonna a sin, not just react immediately, not carry your emotions go. Be temperamental, use judgment, assess the situation, do your fact before you come out and say something. Because that's what bite her yesterday. It beat her really, really, really soberly yesterday. Because he make an emotional video. That video, even for me, self where I still am, I was ajar. I was like, oh my God, has it resulted to this? But
Well,
it only minutes for doing research properly. And now people are calling her all sorts of names. Let us put the focus in the focus. Yes, she made a mistake. Yes, she's aware of her mistake. Yes, she's got and apologized about it. Can we move on and put the focus on the focus? The focus on the focus is the fact that 3 people lost their lives yesterday. Unduly so. That is the focus.
Okay. Now, that person we ask me as somebody we I so love my country and I believe say yourself love your country, love Salone. Because to me, I never question anybody in patriotism. I know say we all want Salone in better one. Now how that go happen, now day we can get a little bit of differences. A little bit of difference. So now how I put I make them clear, say according to written we see on Facebook, according to report. So the same way, so where if CNN reports something, I go say according to CNN, because I not go na CNN the source. I don't need for go verify say CNN they say the truth or whatnot. Sometimes can they then self can get things there wrong. But where I say according to, I think that is sufficient. And where are they speak now according to that news day. So I hope say that they're very clear because again, I don't get no interest in any of the two political parties, then, if really somebody asked me today, anyways, again,
It is not a
now,
matter of if really somebody
now,
asks you today, Mr. Kagbo. I think
now,
say this now a dead horse. We don't beat this horse till we
yes,
don't beat her. Even the horse self
yes,
in that one don't tire. Ain't
yes, no,
nobody
wait,
over here
yeah, wait,
interested
wait,
in here. Like I
yeah,
don't
the
talk
point,
am before. I not get enough money in that country they for able to pay me. No. And I not go put myself in a situation where I become part of the people where they plunder the resources of the country them intentionally so that I can live the life that I've become accustomed to. Or so that I can augment my lifestyle. No. No, no, no. I'm satisfied with what God has given me. I'm content with what God has given me. From there, I am able to help people around. I am happy with that. I don't need for go put me hand pan pot way, let me tell you, all those who have not served Sierra Leone in truth and honesty, come again for bet them one day or the other. One way or the other. If it is not you, I talk on my other video. If it is not you, it is your generation. Because somebody went on their knees and said, for this advantage, Papa God, if me unclean, if I not do nothing, but somebody sees advantage for me like this because I not get power, because I not get opportunity, because I not sabi, because I not belong, for this advantage, Papa God. And God is a very jealous God. You know they call his name and he go unanswered. You do not challenge God and he does not show you that he is sovereign. And his word is here and amen. Oh, I see we
yes,
don't get.
yes, again, one thing where me try, what I want discourage people from doing, I know say out of frustration, people can they swear. That's not good for a country. If una swear President Bill and President Bill end up for win back, una feel say na President Bill no more go suffer, the entire country go suffer. So now it make me they feel say, let we continue. I always can say, let we appeal to their conscience. Making like for speak directly to the supporters them of APC, SLPP. Dear, una they express una fundamental human right with constitutionally and naturally God given. Absolutely, that's a fair game. But at the same time, if una they look the other way, where bad things then they happen, because it not happen to you directly. Remember, that Salone person, it will be your neighbor. It will be you. You don't know how you go able to meet with that person. Salon small, and even the world at large is small. So me feel say now we get for change them things here within. Otherwise, it go take go deeper this may go round. So media appeal to the supporters them. And again, I go reserve the appeal where I get for appeal to either President Bio or Dr. Samura Kamara. Any of them will win because this election on divide we further. So for Lex alone go before. We need for Fenway and reunite the country, reconcile with we differences, because otherwise we not go see the development where we dey aspire for another country there. Because where there is no peace, barely if development go there. All right, I go pause
Indeed.
here and yes, we don't get somebody else.
I
We
will pause there with it. We're about to round up the show, but it's a good thing because then maybe now they can give you the closing remark. We get Madam Kadi Johnson Cole, we just join we. I don't know if you don't they follow the conversation and if you get anything for add so far, but waiting we don't they say. Basically, we are just looking at the events of yesterday and how that event led to what happened today, and all of the demands of the APC that's been way done then at the table. They don't they ask for, they don't they ask for, and they've been given deaf ears within 24 hours, less than 24 hours, as a matter of fact, they were all met. So what was so difficult? What was so hard? Why make the process so painstaking? Why make it so difficult when you know it was attainable? When you know it can be done? When you know that it was within the rules? Why? And then we sit down and at the same time encouraging voters to vote, 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 vote.
Yeah. Mr. Matilda, thank you. Mr. said the same thing, say, why it take ages for them to settle within and settle today. So many things could have been avoided if them just settle. But then again, since I'm not in at the start, and I will get for excuse me if I go off rail anyway. You get me?
That's
Then
fine.
when I just come in and stop me. You understand? But I mean, from waiting, me witness, waiting with the talk my yard say is this. Okay, with the talk, but like when they stop people then for go vote. I don't think any sign we want investors them before they do anything maybe. People for able for exercise their democratic rights for go vote any side. Any side they want to go, let them go. Because I remember in 2018 elections, you see, Samuel Kamara go campaign Eastern Province, Southeastern region, nothing other one. But Mother Bio go for go campaign na Northern region, then go attack and they. You see, so this was a big thing because I remember I said something about it, the injustice in all look right. You see, because Kamura go the all this thing and not ever attack him. Mother go now na Northern Province, then attack him and then they attack him seriously. Two sides, I think they
Yeah.
go Poloko, if they go another side, Cambia or something, they attack him. Yeah, but that's not the point now is we're talking about this tit for tat. Nobody likes tit for tat because tit for tat, you see, nobody know they come out the better person because everybody they suffer. You get me? But we
Exactly.
have to yes, but we have to look again how things happen. Because sometimes we go looking for one perspective, we look to that way they wanna look at, or perhaps not don't look at that way they but because I'm not come join on time at that, you see. You see, the whole thing is like when they say, not to usa you buck your foot, not to usa you fall down, usa you buck your foot. You get me? To me, I think, yes, let me say it clearly, I'm not from Southern region at all. I'm not from the Southeastern region, mean I'm not Western region. You get me? You see? I born na Western area, you see, then I get my family, people then come out na North as well. You get me? You see? But what we try for say here is this. You get me? Would they blame the southeastern region thing, you see, for waiting and do? Fair enough, because like we are talking about group say, everybody I think I mean whether on VOS or na WhatsApp, I don't know. We are talking say everybody for take their own fair share of waiting and do because all man get fault. You see, Samuel Kamara get fault, we na million leader. You see, Mother Bio gets fault. You get me? I think our last show I been talking, Fatima Biose for taking away responsibility. You see, and similarly, likewise the voters them as well. You see, when they talk say yes, Mother as a leader, the box stops to that because now info really they no matter what anybody do, in not get for copy, in get for always rise above within everybody they say. If we rise above, no matter what you see. But I think it was Matilda who said something that you can't talk, you can't comment. You get me? This is it because I remember when I get this when they do the attack na McKinney. Maybe you not comment, you not say nothing. You see, and I remember this now one of the things that we they make myself it is so vexed. I've been so vexed about it. You see, that was when Ian and West they can ride motorbike and all that. You see, no comments, no nothing was made. You see, not necessarily for the violent people there, but you've been get you've been get innocent people they will not sell them they sell. So man be there they all safe with three bullets group kill. You see, just sympathy and empathy for them people they for me go a long way. But you not give that empathy there, you not say nothing, then go begin to right at the time when that they happen. The lawless people then will not be get so much sympathy for them because now they go create the have what about the poor people then within the son of the market they you see. And I know that because I know say I know somebody want me family be the past day, want me family past day. Now they call me say Miss Kadi, he say at the past. He say yeah, so not look right. He gets me. That is how I know because this was a bystander we did we see. You get me? So that's my one. And then secondly now, Samuel Kamara, we my main leader. If I get some big blunder we make. If you ask me who that one win the election, now Samuel Kamara one win. Because me not they hide, you get me? Me not to SLPP supporter. But I get plenty friends in it. I would like for let Samuel win. But the truth must be told. You understand? They cost people in the southern region left and right, day and night, because canton like rice pap, where anybody can just take and say la drink. Take it. Then they cost people. Then these people they cry. These people they cry loud for let hear them. They cry loud. You see. Samuel Kamara, when I in one of London's them, is not able to make a statement. You see, and what they show with idea, I think the two shows when I come back, I say that he not able to make a statement, he not condemn like today. He condemn things then. Why he not been condemned that 10 a day? So if he be condemned 10 a day, a lot of waiting happens so today, we for be avoid some, not everything, but enough for be go to such length. But you know, bitterness today. People they see and say na so. Then do they? Would that go there, they get accidents, they person that we don't know who that kill, nobody something like reckless driving, nobody knows. You understand it? You see? And then Fatima go there say this. Some accidents, we don't know who that kill or not see. All the things they happen. You get me? They cause people them and me say nobody not able distance themselves. Nobody not able to make a comment. Samuel said not able to make a comment. 30 days in not distance himself from that. So people themselves get upset, people themselves get angry. So you have to see sometimes provocation is there. Sometimes when you look, these people were provoked, you see. They were provoked up to a point where they lost it all, you see, for let them do things. I'm not supporting them do. You get me? I'm not support that at all. But we have to look at that way again. We go for look at on both sides as well. You get me? You see? Because it doesn't stand like say when you dey talk, when you dey make case. If you not talk the truth, go to the root of the case not they done. Because all man go vex. But when you see you give them in your own part, we see you do way wrong, you condemn that way see you do way wrong, you understand? Then you able make peace. You get me? I wasn't part of this peace thing with them and get yonder. But I believe say they go don't look into all things and then I make them able broker some kind peace agreements to make all thing right so today. You see, so this is why, and was it Matilda or one of Unanayasu mentioned something about Mr. Cabo, but Alpha Cam and people like Alpha Cam advising President Bio. I think I support Mr. Cabo. You get me? You see, because this is somebody when they play Alpha Cam, some of it. Alpha Cam be the proud self was in the lie. You see, and remember when they be the APC, now be big thing and they hell and all for that. You see, so this Alpha can go now. It go begin to say things and now we not correct. You understand? They go advise them. How people then go see that advice way? You see, we not go see that advice as any advice way, not a plausible advice thing, way good. You get me, you see. So President Bio, he says that, well anyway, and see the 5 years on now, it can be say it come next in on Saturday, you see, or sometimes Samuel will come, but both sides will get for land, you understand it? Because this money costs. Now in bringing this one now this one thing now. This what Allah may know people then way you know they cost them, mama. No, they're not the do one. You see, no matter what thing, you get me. I know some man and safe. The day when them west they cost them, mama. It like how them west stay in the part. I know some people they wait and so. You see, especially men them they take that thing they so personal that money cost. Some man they look at the way Mr. Kago they so now, you don't get nothing we do for him parents. You get me? They tell me if you do for them more and more, they're not candy, they don't die. Then somebody can begin cost Mr. Cabo in mama in papa, then can wait and day. It's not go easy for them for make it just swallow in peace and kind of day. Now that happened to the men, the southern region people, them, you see, they cost them for 5 years. For 5 years.
Yeah.
Cost them and they wash them. this and that. You get me? Nobody not able to condemn. Nobody not able. Even me self as an APC member. You get me? You see, I feel very, very upset when I can hear anything like that. They're not able to condemn. If they be condemned for me, avoid a lot of things where they happen. In terms of if Akisoya, waiting happen to her today. Agree with waiting Matilda say. You don't learn a very, very very, very hard lesson. You get me? We are things to say in not do them again. You get me? And next time it will think. You get me? You see, so I don't want to go into that Yvonne because Matilda don't deal with them, you see. Don't deal with them. You see, but when you look at it again, you get me? You see, that is why maybe I don't know, you see, I look different small, not from Mona, but I just different the way no more how can see politics and things because I can always look on both sides. You see, both sides of the coin, you see. I know you just look on one side. You get me? So now that one, on that basis, I did look on both
Yeah, I
sides.
think we can take a call. Why not? We can take a call and close. Yeah.
Oh, somebody want call? A call
Yeah.
like coming? Oh, take a call, take
Yeah.
a call. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take a call, Matilda.
Hello, caller. What's your name and where you call from?
Hello, good evening. Krishna Abdullah, the call from New Jersey. Good evening, viewers.
Good evening. What you get for we this evening, Tim?
Can you hear me? It look very dull. I don't know.
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Yeah, this is Abdullah. I want to say thank you to Madam Matilda, Mr. Carbo, and my elder sister, the Madam Johnson Cole. This is an interesting discussion tonight, but I don't listen from the beginning of the program, although I miss out 110. But I pick up a few couple things they were feeling very important to and if I applaud on her for and make my own contribution as well. When Madam Matilda Bay do analysis of the video, the short clip on a show with of a military or somebody in a military fatigue with an alleged journalist when I finger the number of the scene at the clip, they show empty shells of what look like bullets. They fire them from the APC office. And these journalists, they say the military not fire one shot. With all other clips, I don't know if you are aware of other cameras, they show camera as well. Other cameras, they show where the people they fire, not only tear gas, canisters, but live rounds into the APC party office. You know, this is just disappointing. But, you know, when you get a group of people who lie in and watch words, and the leader know they ever come out and talk about and condemn them, lying is a very dangerous thing. That's why, in as much as I agree 100%, me not somebody who respect women generally because the most respectable person or loving person to me in my life, na my mama. So me not somebody we know they use any form of verbal abuse to women and they talk of physical one. So 100% spot on. Any leader, we get somebody where they support them. We use verbal abuse against women generally. Not call for any day against we culture and tradition from which we come. Other countries will say for course posting verbally something not anything serious, but the background of we standing as something we totally uncalled for. So I totally agree with that. However, I just want to say if you find yourself in a situation of oppression, continuous and persistent oppression from somebody we is armed, somebody who is stronger for you, past you, physically, or by any means, well, even if you are going to contest, you will be easily defeated. It is the reason why people in Kifi say if they're hiding at the corner, then they use the thing where we know say the most verbally lethal weapon we get not to cause somebody, mama. Again, I want to make it clear, I don't support the idea. I'm sharing my views and opinions. Now, the other thing we are always find difficult to understand. Now, the fact that the SLPP as a whole and the president in particular in white don't always associate this Mami Kosen to the APC party. This is very, very disingenuous and misleading to the people of Sierra Leone generally. Countless times the APC party members and officials don't come out and say this course is not a part of we not authorize. People for just speculate and feel say because then people are the course, now APC members, no matter how many times you state them, they don't make them correct. Adebayo himself, when I the initiator of this cost business, I get evidence we publicly don't say countless times say to APC member. And there has not been an evidence of an APC registration proof say Adebayo a member of that, a legitimate member of that party. Being a sympathizer of a party or a group of people not automatically make you a member. I don't care how many times other people associate you to that party. I'm not of us thinking that the APC gets to do with causing, and leaders are not condemning. Hey, Samora get more important things them for handle. Condemnation, go happen on a daily basis. If Adebayo cause today, Samora has to come out and say, hey, I'm not a the cause. Mohammed cause tomorrow, if we come out and because everybody gets oh, na APC they cause, that is very, very preposterous. The other point I want to make again, you read the military reports in Nada, they talk about illegal conversion of people. The only evidence we then show with it, now placard them people and they all na their hand, get different words, then we not to anything way bad under Constitution, say the Electoral Commissioner must go, ECSL must go, Mohammed Kone must go, something like that. I mean, I be want to see any of them placard and the way people use abusive language and any of this authority. I don't think I saw any of that nature. But again, if we see all in here they happen, we in as much as we talk about condemnation of people who they use verbal abuse against people in Mama, which is most important now. You get a president, we know they condemn outright lies, we know say lies get potential equally, if not even worse, for lead to chaos. And we can't see as equal because the level of information in people's mind is very important, equally important, related to the action within liable and legible to take. So this is very important. We don't see a president for the past 5 years. We don't get the courage for even condemn an act where they lead to a loss of life. Yes, cost bad, but cost not they lead to loss of life directly. We get a situation where they don't physically harm people, and this president, even if you don't mean them, now the civilized world, we've seen presidents come out and condemn actions. We have not seen this action from this president. This president is ingenious and not let the people as they always can talk. So let Sierra Leoneans then come out in their numbers on Saturday and put this president out. That is what I have to contribute. Thank you very much, viewers, and good night, my sister, Madam Carrie Johnson.
Okay, thank you very much, Kola. Because we actually close the show now. Saturday we get for Sidona Yaso. Again, Saturday is going to be a very, very long, a very long day. So, and we have work tomorrow. I don't want to take too much of your time, so I want to close the show in good time. For me, the Adebayo.
And quickly though, Matilda, before you do I just want for let VOS make a disclaimer. That voice no represent VOS. We say for vote bill out. VOS not get any position in terms of who that for vote in, who that for vote out. I just want for echo that. Sorry, go ahead, please.
Make a clear. That's what I made. Matilda, 1 minute, please. Yes, when me talk and plain say, you ask me because VOS not get any party, but me on now me on personal and make it clear. It's nothing to do with VOS because in fact me don't know if I'm not even if Chicago get any party. I don't know if Matilda get any party support at all. I don't know. That tells you that say we very independent. No, I don't know. So that tells you how we independent. But like me,
no, that is fine. That is fine.
No,
you find
anyway.
Any presenter on this platform gets the right for come out boldly and say who that them belong to or who that they not belong to. Me, I don't see at times without number. Me temperament, the kind of personality where me get. Then say for know yourself not to curse. Me, I don't know myself. Me temperament, me kind of personality where I get. I don't go fit no side. Who side they so that they fit me? You know, I cannot belong to a political institution. They go drag me. They go, in fact, I don't enter self. They go drag me, come on, I don't say, you in a different level, you know. So I know myself, but all that to say.
If I don't close this show, if I not mention this thing way I will mention. Yes, me.
Okay.
Yes. I wish I done the earlier. What I want to say is, this demonstration will lead to the death of the people in Yasun. You get me? Me understanding, when I correct me, you see, they write to the police, and the police invites them for let them meet, I think within 72 hours or something to that effect anyway. Then they're not turn up. They're not turn up. Then instead of they're not turn up, then the next thing is they send another letter another day where they should have gone to that meeting for let them go put the modality in place and everything, how they should go about this thing. You get me? They not go for that meeting, but then they write another meeting, you understand it? They send another letter out telling them that we are going out. You see, well, I don't know about how these things operate in Canada
That
and
is
the
not
US.
how it happened. For that, you're not also it happened because nothing will follow closely. And secondly, the fact that the thing is that
Yes.
we you action them almost they make it a must that when somebody wants to demonstrate, the police must be informed, and that is not the case. You know, there any parts of the constitution where say sporadic demonstration cannot take place, or you want for demonstrate, or you want for gather, you absolutely need forget the how we call them permission from the police. So for me, that they not here. I'm not going to go into that details there right now
No,
because
Matilda,
it's
no,
something
Matilda,
past.
no, Matilda, no. No,
Now I
Matilda,
want on
I
to the
disagree
caller.
with
I
you.
want on to the
No, I
caller.
would
If you can
disagree
hold
with you
that
on that.
thought,
I would
I want
disagree
on
with
to
you
the
on that,
caller.
Matilda. Even in the UK, we went for get one big demonstration. I had to now the office a day. I go into several correspondence with the police force. You understand it? Because they get for give security. So in fact, on one occasion, they cancel the date that we want for that demonstration. They're not able to give me, and the police say they're not able to give me that date. So we have to settle for another date. You get me? And the reason why then they call people then for it's not necessarily saying a permission you want to say. Now for let them go put modality in place, have them for then so roots and they because if na yeah, then they show now the roots and una one pass. Some routes and they, you see, for peace sake, then go say, okay, when I go that route, or something, another route they were so busy, we go create commotion or something, then go divert them. Now the reason they make them can say, for go. You see, like when they mean call them,
No,
it
I
possible
know
to say,
that. Now that make
it
us
possible to say,
say,
Salone police, they get your ulterior motive. You see, so I'm not
yeah.
going to go get
Now
their
that make
ulterior
us
motive,
say,
stop them and stop them. You understand? Eh? For make them not demonstrate at all. But I may not they
yeah.
go guess that side. The fact is,
No,
they invite them.
definitely. I
They
agree
should have
with
turned up.
you. I agree with you
Yes.
I agree with you to some point because there are situations in which you absolutely need police permission and what have you. But then there are other situations where, trust me, you do not require police permission to make your voice heard and let it be known. But the police must ensure your security. I don't want to go into all of that
No,
details,
the
like I
security,
said,
they're not
because
making
now
the right
Okay,
I
to
want
do.
to run to the caller.
let me say,
I really want to run to the
instead
caller.
of we use
The right to
permission,
they go to
instead
permission.
of
But for let the
wait, no,
complaints
instead
to
of we
come
use
to
permission, let we say
now security.
clearance. Let we
Yes.
say clearance because clearance now not necessarily mean permission. Okay,
No, my
so
clearance we
but
talk about not to
again
permission.
for protect the protesters
Yes,
them.
for protect.
So the police
Yes.
need for know waiting they go on. But Unal
Because
too
I
right.
never
Matilda in
invite I
point
not
where
invite.
it dey make no
Yes.
Matilda in point where it they make is
Yes.
that thing where you go say I get for allow una before una protest.
Oh no,
Then they
no, no.
different.
No,
Okay,
no, agree
so
with
then
Matilda.
they not supposed to be the case, and
No,
then they
agree with
happen as
Matilda.
Salone.
Agree with Matilda.
Okay,
Now let
well,
me can say
I think
agree with
Matilda want to take the call, right?
now make
So
I say
Yeah,
unless
we
they
do
get
want to go to the
ulterior
caller
motive.
because of
You
time.
see? Now just clearance they need unless now make I say unless they get ulterior motive. And sometimes the police say under ulterior motive, then get wait until them one fair way for stop them. But so far, based on what we see, you get me, they ask for them for let them let them go. Because basically I think they wanted to know whether they not be the leader. Because now so myself now oh, because me don't want directly na so we as spoon Scotland and so police all then one email to the other, one email to the other, and all me identity and everything and all the people that because they want for know so in case of something like this will happen. Like when the old lawyer lands and so now.
They
You
had
see?
that
Yes,
information, Madam Kadi. Better
yes.
run to the
Not
caller. They
something
had
like
those
that. You
information.
see, so that they go no
Let
then
me
they go
get
all
that
response.
information then.
if anything happened.
Yeah, they had that information. That information. They who was leading the protest, by who were going to be. They had that information. Now the police self, even right now, self, if they talk say they're not being get that information, they people who, oh, you know what? Let's go to the call. I don't know why now when I decide for call, why they try for close the show, so I go fend me bread and butter tomorrow morning. Eh? And if I go fend me bread and butter tomorrow morning, now if I say I know they take a call, I go say a wicked una. This is not right. Eh? Now this I can talk. Discipline, discipline, order, order. I know I'm scolding you people, but I have to order, discipline. Eh? I don't dey talk now for 2 hours when I no call. Now why I want for go close, go fend me bread and butter. Now all my want for call. Anyways, call her waiting her name and who say the call from.
Okay, so my contribution on a good evening, and thank you for the program. My contribution I want make na just in reference to Samura Kamara. Just like we Mr. Kabo been say in model law talks say Salone we not even start the reset. Me hope and pray and for let Samura Kamara win this election. Let we get a change, let we get a breather from Mada Bio and Fatima Bio. But it seems like say Salone we are doomed. Because the kind of person where I see Samura Kamara be from yesterday incident which happened yesterday, it seemed like now the same kind of leadership they can get back. From which I don't observe and new opinion which I don't see about Samura Kamara, he's not a leader. Which make they say so if Samura Kamara been done to take stance as the main opposition leader in our country, from waiting start it don't they make stance and making voice known. Look at the incidents will be happening at Pademba Road. If they been don't come up and make a stay as the main opposition leader, the McKinney issue where they kill them, the Tombo issue, the Boston issue. If they been don't come up like with them in August 10, you come in as a main opposition leader, organize that demonstration day, call people and lead the demonstration. Not wait for let people the way they outside of Sierra Leone tell people and say una go demonstrate. Then una they be una as people the way get for enjoy the benefits of the power. Where you can be president, you get for enjoy that benefits day. Also the poor people the way they kill so get for enjoy that benefits una in get for enjoy them and enclose cabals them. But then they speak out, they speak up for the people then. Until look like few days to election. Until from diasporans the me first year you say then for refuse for partake in the election, then for give an ultimatum, give ECSL ultimatum until I read that from diasporans then. Now that the same I read APC self come out with a statement say, oh we want ECSL Mohamed Kone for resign. We want all the election commissioner and all the district them for resign. Our leaders then, our leader of a main opposition party go this so. Pass people them. Instigate una before una waiting, una we get for take the helm of power. Now una get for sit down at that seat there, they enjoy all in benefits. Now people then are then for instigate una for move una follow una do something. Femi Claudio scold, then don't lock him up because of his speak. PMDC then Secretary General, then don't lock him up because of his voice in concern. I go down just now. We want make sure say we want for see Samura Kamara say for they don't go na radio TV challenge them people there. So sometimes things for be not better small self. But then they challenge the government of the day, left them say hey, then cause all that kind of atrocity then also. So then don't cause now the country they like it today, then they can take power. So who's how they go, who's how country they go. With the kind leadership the way they get. Instead not to same people the way they are around and go can control them. Not to revenge yourself for Canada. Wait tomorrow the country now revenge by revenge no more tit for tat now get for left hand. If I reach so, I go stop. So since Matilda, I look like say, oh, don't take the time. Una go blow. Una say go do my own thing. Una thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Okay, thank you, caller. Good night. I will take the other caller, and that will be the last call for tonight.
On
Hello, caller.
Hello, good evening. Jason Abdullah again. He said just the last lesson on the studio day, where I laugh on how the last caller ended with a call. Yeah, that was very funny and interesting. But yeah, I agree with Naboku side we talk about leaders like Samoa not being proactive in coming out and condemning stuff. Yeah, all that's not true. Now that's some of we. Actually, I saw a first way I call introduce myself as Abdullah from the Jadi. I forget for saying an APC member. So whatever I say now, also the views of APC and my personal opinion as a Sierra Leonean, and not only anybody feels in a view push me for say this. So no, this is not my own responsibility as an individual. Sorry, I'm not mentioned that early. But yes, these are some of the things that we the APC members don't call we leaders them for. We don't call them out like Samoa. Let me tell you, prior to this, after the 2018 election, I was one person publicly we say if Samoa could not go to court after the total count, percentage-wise, round up to 103%, where even the most stupid mathematician no get anything for doing. If they cannot go to court, if they could not go to court at that time, not for wait after they don't announce say Mother Bill don't win. So some of us have actually come out in strong terms for condemn weaknesses and things that will fish in all right. Because in as much as we belong to parties, we love with parties, me left me APC, nobody know able pull me, Matilda no able pull me, Mr. Cabo no able pull me. I don't care what they say or what they say. But the most important thing here, that was just a joke anyway. Sierra Leone, Naya first. So that's why in as much as we have the right, constitutional right to belong and associate, but country first are the most important thing. I hope so we all the think. Now, that said, yes, I feel say most of you don't get issues with what the Constitution say about demonstration, procession, protest, assembly. But I thank God for lawyers like Adi Macaulay and most recently lawyer Magai. They don't throw several lights on the area and the way some of you know even go need to start on the Constitution says. Because when you relate that specifically to what happened at that party office, those people typically did what I would refer to as assembly. They assembled in front of their office with placard. They didn't even process. Procession with clearance or permit from the police to get for right to wait for how many weeks. Not even process. What led to the military for calmness? They know they get the military person say he said they assembled illegally. I don't know in story that's not the Constitution. How could that assembly me how? Me party office. I tell us about now a whole placard and all right course words on the placard. All me request was ETSL for commissioner for go because they did not listen to our request. Which so I think they don't help a lot for confuse the situation between waiting the Constitution say and waiting really the people they do. Because that wasn't a process. And the Constitution did not say to assemble is wrong. Rather, the Constitution will get right to assemble. And this is a civilized world and Constitution. That which is totally a difference from procession. You know, and again, we're not saying all the police then can get like my sister clearly diplomatically clear for Putin. Maybe the police then get ulterior motive. The fairness now is it's not about just this party. When APC be in power, the police has always been like that. They always have that motive. So the reason why they grant them permission there is very clear, not a secret, not too way for Putin. Now that if the government of the day have a lot of people coming out with placards saying they are dissatisfied with the way they run the country, it's not going to look good on them. So the police, if the government they appoint them, whether an IG or whatever you call them, then get police take order from this very government. So going forward, if we come to power, one of the things we the press with government for, me leader Samoa. Now that listen, I love you, I love me party, but let we begin to put country first. Let me change some of them structures here, and then very valuable institutions there. Let me get a system where the president doesn't have to appoint the IG. They should have a structure where you have experience go play the competence go play the, but let you come out as the IG. Whether you are from the east, north, or south, if you have what it takes to serve in that capacity, it doesn't matter which language you speak. This will go to the Attorney General or waiting. So this is not something where some of we get to come out. When I record some of we get to come out to tell the leaders in public, see, these are the things we expect you guys to do, and we'll be holding you accountable if you fail to. Thank you very much again, and good night.
Okay, thank you very much. Sorry, sorry, just give me 1 second. I need for address something. I just need for tell Mr. Cargo for go to the comments, and please block the viewer Brooks JJ Tommy. I can answer you right now, but I'm not going to go down that road with you. Brooks JJ Tommy, I can really answer you right now, but I'm not going to go down that road with you. Now you know what you can find now, yeah. So how you come, that's why they can take the exit you right now. Brooks, JJ, Tommy, exit yourself. Brooks, JJ, Tommy, you know what thing you say, you know what thing you talk. Sometimes now you not been the videographer, or now you can be the permanent videographer and photographer. And now you not the pimp master, right? You are the pimp master. Now you they arrange me calls them for me, right? I don't get time for you right now. I want to close the show. A lot has been said. I go just left hand to Miss Kadi and Mr. Kagbo. Please, let's keep it short. But Miss Kadi, you can go ahead. Just say your final comments, and then I will go to Mr. Kagbo.
No, waiting Abdul say. I go along with Abdul, waiting Abdul say, but I get serious doubts about whether that is achievable. I get serious doubts. Because the reason I get serious doubts, you see, sometimes me they talk now, I say if it means I'm not go Salone again, so be if you understand it. Like one call I talk, say, in gets one call skin now, anyway, you get me, you see. But the point where I want to make now is this. If Samura was first for pick a running mate when they say he not be one. You understand? Then I guess some small doubt whether they not go, whether Samoa go able to stand up on his own and make decisions. Because now when you look at social media, everybody they claim say that they make if not say if APC win. But who people they claim on social media say that they first this fate, that they get this case, that they fet him, you see. So these people would want to dictate to him, you see. And then maybe, you see, someone might not be willing for take them what they need. Then the next thing sometimes will begin threatening for causing himself or disturbing government and all those things. I get serious doubts about these things, you get me. You see, but until we reach that way there, you see, then we go deal with that. But it's something that we need for begin think about now. But then again, we can say when somebody don't get power, it's different. Now when you get the power, you can make your decision. Nobody not get for tell you nothing. You get me? But unless people not get hold over you, if they get hold over you, you're not go able. You see?
Please, Mr. Kagbo, please remove this person. You're not just blocking comments. He's been a nuisance. Please remove him. Block him. Like, I'm serious. Block him. It's not about muting his comment. Just block him. He's been an absolute nuisance right now.
You see? So if we go get somebody, I hope say we not go get somebody because I expect, Lord say if Samoa win, I expect Samoa for me very hard. When I say hard, no means say you don't go listen to people then. You see? No. I would want Samoa for make decisions then. In decision, everything, he go listen to people then, but he make the decision himself. You get me? He make him himself, but he go listen to advice. Then at the end of the day, he put all the advice there together. Then he make a decision. That they make informed decision. But when he are not go let for see, you see, then they impose things for letting. So in effect, not in the lead anymore. Now people in the tell I'm waiting for you. This is what I don't want to see. You get me? At all. I hope say someone no go go that route say like way Abdullah they say. I hope say no go that route say he will stand up and make a decision say. You get me? Having said, we see I don't say so. If for any reason Mother Bio win, I will support Mother Bio because he don't win the election. You get me? Eh? Yeah. Although I would like for let me party win. Obviously, if me go talk to someone let Mother win, people then go afraid me. Because me belong to a political party that I want the other person in party win. No, you get me. I would like for let me leader win. But if I dey go get a leader where some of them things they will they see, you see, I hope say e no go do am, but some people they tell me say na someone a man wey very hard. Now we no go na the power is. Now I say okay, well we dey wait for see because we don't know much but we don't know. We dey wait for see. We hope say it will come down with it. That's all.
And waiting are you final encouragement for people on Saturday because the votes could not
Yeah.
happen before each year.
Yes, Matilda, thank you. I don't forget. Waiting me one tell me people then. Do ya una comot go vote? If una comot go vote, if una not go vote, the possible na want let decide wetin dey be na una life na im go win. Let's take for example APC supporters dem. If una sit down at host, una no follow down there talk say we no dey go again because dem ask someone. If una no go, una go lost Samoa no go win o because na so that thing dey happen wey dem say no go nowhere count no count. You get me? Na im make we dey by all this. You get where? So do ya if una say una no dey go vote, Samoa no go win. And all the other people wey una want for we no go win. So una just therefore una forget about the one month, una go vote. Because SLPP dem, all them people dem dey go vote. I know that. Then they go vote. You see, because they want this power, you understand it, then they go vote. And they've worked towards it all these 5 years. When we the first we safe, then they put their house in order. We not be they put their house in order when the first we safe. Then we they put their house in order. So the house they in order. You get me? So the only way no more now is now with people there for go vote. And with people the way they support APC. If you not go vote, if Matter Bio win, nobody know they can't talk saying a rook the rook for Matter Bio the game. Nobody no go talk that day because that is wrong. If una no go vote, Mother win. It will clear. It will clear. You see, nobody no go say. And if Samoa Mother go win, Samoa say, they go na court. Now one go in that court say because we all no go keep quiet. We go talk. Now is the time for them get them people them for make them go vote. You understand? So when they go vote, then they're able to put someone in power. But if people then sit down, they not go vote, Mother win. Nobody no go can talk win that election. Because imagine if Samoa go win the election, the SFPP then can't talk say no to Samoa win. How APC go take them? So wait will not let them do. We let ourselves not do unto the other political parties them as well. Now that come on me one say, do you me family them wanna go vote? We some of who pay plenty money for help people there for let them go register. We say we help, we support a lot. You see, me like many other people there. So if una don't go register, do ya una go vote? The constituency people them at the beg una do ya una come out go vote, una all don't register. Now they be then them fakai, so mommy the hill, then they go to people all come. Do ya una go vote? Una not feel bad, una not say because this no right, this no right, this no be. Una forget about all that the way saying the vex pan the former president and all that una put that behind una back. Una go vote, so do ya. If una not vote, someone not even know unless una vote. Thank you, Matilda. And
all right.
I can say, oh, you say good night now. I'll wait till you don't done and say good night.
Okay, Mr. Kago, make a quick, I beg.
I don't get much for say other than dear me fumble them. Salone na one great salon will get. Go vote for who that you believe say go change your life. And no matter if na Samuel or Mother Bill, as long as you convince yourself. So the thing when me they appeal to SLPP, APC supporter, and all the other parties them a secret ballot. So go put them secretly. And for let confusion not come, not talk who that you go vote for. Then in a one way confusion no go come na the country. So dear I beg, one peaceful election, una not make any other person be like me or any other person we lost parents them during the war na Salone. So let nobody not lost anybody because Mother be in power, somewhere in power, and not worth anybody in life na Salone. Una thank you and una go vote peacefully, una go sit down on una house. Dear, no brag that you vote for. Let your neighbor not go jealous or not go point you tomorrow. Go vote
Exactly.
Safu and you come out there, you know that you vote for. Una thank you and let God bless una and let God bless Mama Salone. Thank you, Matilda. Thank you, Madam Kadi, for una join me. And wanna allow me on a platform. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, sir.
I'm not
Thank
going to
you.
tell una who that for vote for. I'm not going to ever tell una who that for vote for. Because first of all, you vote now, you right. You get right for vote for whomever you choose for vote for. But however, waiting I go tell una. Now for make sure say unu vote and make sure say unu vote wisely. Yesterday, even time I talked to Boku people them. Now Freetown, Salone, different place. The one thing where them in they say to me was, Matilda will not vote again. I listen to them. I don't listen to them done. I tell them why they need for vote. And why everything where they don't tell me so, or where them in the talk. The only thing where they go do and where they get the power for do, now for make them make sure say their vote is not wasted.
Yeah.
So, with that said, now no for say another red, another green, another blue, another pink, another yellow, and not care. But there are few things I'm going to remind you people of. And that is why I dey tell una for say, uno go vote. If you dey na Salone, you know for say the money where you been dey send go to you people them. In this past 5 years, the money don't double. Make sure say they vote. If you know for say you been cry bearing na Makeni, make sure say uno vote. If you know for say you then be promise you for wear black and indeed you wear black, make sure say you vote. If you know for say Tombo be mean something for you, make sure say you vote. If you know for say Pademba Road prison been touch you, make sure say you vote. If you know for say August 10 been touch you, make sure say you vote. If you know for say you been come up for the eat two days, at least 2 meal a day, you dey able eat 2 10 for day. But now even the 1 10 for day self, it's ranga. Make sure say you vote. If you know for say you picking them, no they do well, and when they graduate school, they know they able to find work, and other people there don't they sutra them these 5 years, make sure say you vote. If you know for say one day you show up now your office, the next that morning day you no get work again, make sure say you vote. If you know for say you get people them where now then you be independent, then go work one morning, and then the next that same morning they show up now, say I don't lost my job, make sure say you vote. If you know for say you name na been certain name, and because of that name day they malign you, make sure say you vote. If you know for say you been the work na one bank because you challenge somebody and the next day you lost your job, make sure say you vote. If you know for say things ranga for you, if you know for say it has been well with you these 5 years, make sure say you vote. If you know for say it has not been well with you these 5 years, make sure say you vote. If you know for say the sky is red when you can see that it is blue, make sure say you vote. If you know for say you pillar don dey soak na net for these 5 years, make sure say you vote. If you know for say you go burying where you not supposed for go, make sure say you vote. If you know for say you lost your pikin where you know for say you not be supposed for loss, make sure say you vote. If you know for say you lost your mama, your papa, your sister, your brother, where you make sure say you not be supposed for loss, make sure say you vote. What I am telling you, make sure say you vote. Make sure you vote wisely. I see you all on Saturday on this platform, and we go badea. Make sure say you vote. That's all I have to say to you. Good
Well
luck,
done, my
Sierra, as you
presenter.
vote.
Well done, my sarcastic presenter.
Now election time don't come back, oh. This na the time for make we sit down and think wise. Make we remember say, if we vote wrongly, now we all go suffer. And make we put Salone first. This message they come on from Hope for Youth Salone, Makeni chapter.
I'm foresee me country fever like a paradise, paradise. I'm foresee me country all my daily every day I be life. I want to go make all I go come to reality. And when I go vote, the vote's not me right, the vote's not me like. I no go do the thing we go make a loss be like. I go vote, but I no go fence. I go vote, I go tell all the people them say. I go vote, but I no go fence. I go vote, but tell all the body them say. You go vote, but you no go fence. You go vote, hope for the youth we dey say. You go vote, but you no go fence. You go vote.
Black Blingers music.
Votes now your rights, don't ever forget.
Don't ever forget, oh.
Because Mama Salone, you know, now you hungry we get.
Now you hungry we get.
The vote's not me right, the vote's not me life. I no go do the thing we go make a loss me life. The vote's not you right, the vote's not you like. No go do the thing we dey make you lost life.
Election time, they come now for left, ala. Election time, they come now for left, cause. And now the time wait for see the ending. Who that for votes? Where you dey go, me brother and sister? Make una no fence.
I go vote, but I no go fence. I go vote, I go tell all the people them say. I go vote, but I no go fence. I go vote, but tell all the body them say. You go vote, but you no go fence. You go vote, hope for the youth we dey say. You go vote, but you no go fence. You go vote. I want make we know say Salone now we home, and there is no place like home. We for lover to the bone, we for respect am more. Now we motherland, we for respect am more.
Yeah, the mic is on.
Salone now we home.
Straight to the point.